I am making a big batch of the Cook's Illustrated Vegetarian Soup Base. It is super yummy and really makes wonderful soup and gravy and all that sort of thing. I think I make 8 times the Cook's Illustrated recipe, which can be found online. There's even a video that can be found online on how to make it. I find the key is to get all of the ingredients really nicely pureed so that when you're making your soup you don't have any grittiness in the soup. And since I make so much of it, I have to puree it in batches, and the only liquid you kind of have is the soy sauce. So you kind of have to I have to dole out my soy sauce between batches so I have enough liquid. This particular batch has 40 ounces of leeks, 24 ounces of peeled carrots, 24 ounces of peeled celery root, 4 ounces of parsley, 1.5 cups of soy sauce, 2/3 cup of dry onion, 1 cup of salt, 1 can of tomato paste, and sometimes I put like 2 cups of nutritional yeast in. I decided not to do it this time and just add it to the soups, but it is a really nice addition. You can also use onion instead of leeks, but with the onion you need to caramelize them and cook out some of the water first, because this goes in your freezer, and if you keep the moisture content low, there's enough salt in there that it won't freeze completely solid, and so it's still scoopable. I found the best way to keep it in my freezer though is in gallon Ziploc freezer bags, and I don't put any more than if you flatten the bag out, there's maybe 1/2 inch thick. That way I can just easily break off a chunk and throw it in whatever I'm cooking. I've also done it where I put it in a big Tupperware and scooped it out, but it's scoopable but not super easy to scoop frozen, so I like it better in a freezer bag and just keep it thin enough, like I said, that you can break off a hunk that you need. You can also use celery instead of celery root, but the celery would need to be cooked first. There's a compound in celery, the green part of celery, that makes it a little bit bitter, that the celery root does not have very much. But that bitterness is counteracted by cooking. So you can do that, but if you don't feel like cooking any of the ingredients, caramelizing the onions or cooking the celery, the leeks and the celery root are the way to go. So all of the ingredients as listed in the Cook's Illustrated recipe are just raw, and you puree them all together, and it makes an awesome healthy soup mix. It does have quite a bit of salt in it. I was reading the recipe, a whole cup of salt and 1.5 cups of soy sauce, but remember it gets diluted down with your the water and things like that, and then also the high ratio of salt helps keep it so that you can work with it when it's frozen. Anyway, we really love this soup base. It looks kind of terrible when you mix it all up, green color, but it tastes fantastic, and it's really nice and neutral, so it goes well, I found, with any kind of soup. Makes an awesome gravy. It's just one of the things I try to make sure we don't run out of in our kitchen. Hope that helps.